I'm like, Google Pokemon game, but Google Stadia is dead. And he's like, no, 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 in the browser, I started playing it and I was like, well, I'll probably just try it out a little bit because, and I spent the rest of the night trying to catch all the Pokemon because I realized that I just forgot the names of a lot of them. I'm like, what's this thing with the flares going up here? And he'd look at the silhouette and he'd be like, oh, that's Magmar. And I'm like, what the hell's a Magmar? Hello and welcome to level 142 of the Thoughts and Players podcast, the gaming podcast with bold takes and no strings attached. I am Jeremy, here once again with my compadre, David.
What up?
What up? How's your evening been?
It's been all right. I got out for dinner, didn't feel like cooking.
Yeah?
How about you? How's your day been?
I just had some leftovers from out of the freezer for dinner, a little bit less adventurous. What was the culinary adventure that you had? How was that? How was that going? What'd you have? What were you in the mood for?
It was just pizza.
Okay. I mean, was it any kind of adventurous pizza? I've kind of talked before, and um, I had put up a post or whatever, like a few couple weeks ago or a few weeks ago, maybe now. We
hmm
celebrated my mom's birthday, and we went
hmm
downtown Detroit and had some pie pie. And
Such a good food place.
it's a great place. For those that don't know, pie psi, I mean, I highly recommend it. It's basically a ritual. Every time we
Same.
go downtown, we go there. Bunch of different mixes of different types of pies, right? You can of course have got like your basic kind of, Detroit deep dish, obviously, and you can get your Hawaiian if you want. Their Hawaiian 5-0, I believe they call it. You can get the
hmm
meat lovers, right? Or you can get a supreme pizza, you know what I'm saying? But they have a seasonal rotation of pizzas. You can get a bunch of different good ones. This sounds like an ad almost for Pie Side, and I don't really care because I love the place. However, I
It's
was
that
curious. I,
good.
I meant to ask you this, and this is the perfect time to ask you this. We've gone, my fiance and I have gone down there, journeyed, ventured, tried a bunch of pizzas,
hmm
and we think that we've landed on the top three.
Ooh.
Now, I'm curious, have you thought enough about the pies you've had there to curate a top three?
I I've only been there a couple times, and
Okay.
I remember I had one with like mushrooms was the main thing on it,
Okay.
and then I think I had it was almost I want to say it was like a ravioli pizza.
Okay.
The
Okay.
mushroom one definitely hit better because I just love mushrooms, and I just really
Yeah.
wanted to see what a ravioli pizza would taste like. If that is what I ate, I'm pretty sure it was something weird.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
just the names of their pizzas is even
Oh
great.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it's all like vegan this, vegetarian that. Like it's
Tons of
very
options.
selective.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get the vegan cheese, so that way you're not dealing with my cousin Big Beer Josh. He likes to get the guy's insane. He likes to get a meat lovers with vegan cheese because he's just a crazy guy. He's just a crazy guy,
Hey man, sometimes that lactase will get you.
I know, right?
Protein won't.
Well, I've got a top. We've got a top three. Next time you go down there, if it's on the menu, I want you to try these, right? And they're all of different seasons. So number three, which is on the menu right now, is one called Detroit Brussels Harder. Now you have to be someone that likes Brussels sprouts, right?
It's
But
actually one of Emily's favorites.
really,
So
it
I'm
is
talking to her right after this, and we're
it's
probably gonna go this weekend.
it's exceptional. It is exceptional. Okay, I forgot what kind of drizzle it has on it. For some reason, I want to say barbecue, but I'm not sure. But I mean, I should even just pull up the menu, but I'm not. I'm gonna restrain myself from diving too deep. But number three is Detroit Brussels Harder. Number two is So Frisco, So Clean. Okay, this is I believe, predominantly like a vegetarian pizza, or maybe it has chicken on it, or maybe it has bits of bacon on it. I can't remember. Um, but it's has like a cilantro lime drizzle on it, I think.
Hmm.
And it's yeah, it has bits of bacon on it, but obviously you can replace it with tofu bacon if you want, right?
Right.
It's delicious. It's delicious. The
Take your
number
word
one,
for it.
the number one pizza for me,
Mm-hmm.
right,
Mm-hmm.
is a pizza called Bill Rye. Okay? An obvious ode to Bill Nye the
I
Science
think I
Guy.
remember reading that name.
Yeah, Bill Rye. It is a corned beef sandwich as a pizza. Corned
Oh,
beef.
yeah. That's
Um,
I love
yeah,
corned beef, but it's only like once in a blue moon. I'm just like, I need some corned beef right now.
it has corned beef, apple sauerkraut kind of things, or shredded apple kind of like slaw, whatever. Thousand Island drizzle. Obviously the cheese and everything. It
Mm-hmm.
is exceptional. I had it and turned into a crack addict for that pizza. Okay, so those are my top three. Obviously, I have a bunch of them. Those are all rotational pizzas, so they're there maybe in the winter, maybe in the summer, maybe in the fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a staple they have, they do a BLT pizza that's really good because they use cherry tomatoes, maybe, yeah, like cherry tomatoes, and they use like spring mix lettuce compared to just regular iceberg lettuce. And it's really,
Mm.
really good. But yeah, it's a fantastic place. Yeah, my cuisine was very much immensely more boring, just leftovers.
It's all right.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
bringing up BLTs, it surprisingly like a lettuce can like sell the BLT or like
yes,
destroy the BLT.
or destroy
It's
it.
the least important item.
Yes, it either complements the flavor or it robs it of all its flavor
Yeah.
because it's just a stale, weird, textury type of thing where it's like, this thing is wet and it's supposed to be wet, but also not supposed to be wet. Like, what's
Supposed to
going
be
on here?
crispy wet.
Yeah, like crispy wet, not like just soggy wet, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, man, I feel like I'm like eating like something's like I feel like I'm eating like wet paper on top of pizza or something like that. Like you don't want that, right? They got to do the
Yep.
BLT right. They do the BLT right there. So,
I wouldn't
um,
doubt it.
yeah.
So good.
But yeah, that's my recommendation. People go to Pie Sci, either Pie Sci or Supino's. Supino's, just go there, get a slice. It's not Detroit style. It's regular, big, wide New York style
It,
slices.
is it
But
like corner store-esque vibes? Because corner
corner
stores
store,
have some
as
dang
far
good
as
pizza.
let me tell you something. Okay, we're kindred spirits because I have long for years said that corner store pizza is low key some of the best pizza you'll ever get. You go there and you get a freaking slice and they just dump it and some foil in you and they wrap it up and they give it to you and you take it out and there's pepperoni juice everywhere and you take it
Yep.
out. It is
The
delicious.
ones
You
that
gotta
have the pepperoni cups and it has like the
oh
oil or the
oh
butter
oh
scooped up in
man.
them.
I'm telling you,
Ugh.
we have a corner store right down the street from us. We have
Hmm.
several pizza places pretty close. Sometimes I'm like corner store pizza. Like I don't want other place. I want corner store pizza because that's where
Yeah.
it's at. Oh man, yeah.
That is
But no,
funny.
it's like the large kind of like wide thin crust, like almost like a New York slice type pizza that's Supino's.
Okay.
But they're really good. Nice crispy crust on the bottom, super good. I mean there's been several times that my fiance and I have joked about having our wedding downtown just so we can during the event, like while everyone's at the reception doing whatever, we just sneak over
Hmm.
to Supino's and just grab a couple slices. Um, yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
perfect.
I know,
Perfect.
right? Yeah. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, chickens, ducks, and hens, welcome to the pod. Welcome to Pizza Talk. That's what I'm gonna
Yeah,
label
right.
this chapter. This chapter is gonna be labeled Pizza Talk. And I'm gonna make sure I clip it out. We're gonna have clips of it so that way people can know and hear about our pizza and our recommendations.
That's right.
Yeah. Welcome to the pod, though. Level 142. There's some things that's been happening, shaking and baking in the gaming world that we're going to talk about. But before we get there and start talking about these topics we have in mind, we're going to start where we always start, talking about the games that we've been playing. Now, David, I'm going to offer first so I can just get mine out of the way.
Oh, yeah, of course, of course. Go right
Okay.
ahead.
So I think it was last week or maybe the week before, I forgot. But I think it was last week. Last week, I've been talking about this whole year, right? There's a
Right.
particular game that I have been waiting for since I heard its announcement. There
Mm-hmm.
is a
Mm-hmm.
particular game that has a limited edition controller that I was able to get my hands on and secure. Okay.
Score.
I meant to bring it over here to actually show it off, but I won't do that. I might do that
Oh,
next episode.
you
Okay.
gotta. All right.
Last week, or whatever it was, the world was gifted Ghosts of Yote. Okay. So I have been playing one game and one game only. You know what that game is, David?
Dynasty Warriors.
Metal Fatigue, the the RTS from 2001. Okay, that is what I have been playing. All
It's the
right,
perfect time. Perfect time.
it is the perfect time for some Metal Fatigue. So to explain what's going on, right? Which is, for one, I felt this happening. I told my fiance and my cousin, we were talking, we were together, we were talking or whatever, and they were like, "Yeah, Ghost of Yote, right? You're excited for that?" And I feel myself getting ready to slip into a 1998 strategy game. I can feel it. I can feel it in
Mm.
my bones. Steam recently had their Steam sale. One of the games they had on sale is a game we've talked about. Well, it's not a game we've talked about before exactly, but it's in that lineage, right? It's a
Mm-hmm.
game called Supreme Commander, right?
Right.
So Supreme Commander is the spiritual successor to Metal Fatigue, much as Metal Fatigue is the spiritual successor to Total Annihilation, right? You've kind of talked about this through line of these type of robot
Really?
war type of games, right? Yeah.
That interests me.
So it was on sale. I bought my cousin Josh for his birthday. I got him a PC version of Freedom Fighters because it's one of our favorite games. And then I bought a game called Old World, which is kind of like a Civ game. It's a 4X game. But I don't want to give any money to Civ 7 yet because it's still apparently just terrible. And I went
Right.
ahead and got Supreme Commander, and I'm like, oh, this is great. Now I already own Supreme Commander on disc. I don't know if that's going to work anymore. So I'm like, well, it's on sale for, technically at $2, but basically 73 cents. Let me go ahead and grab it, right? I'll have it. I'll just be able to play it whenever I want. But then I was like, but I can't play Supreme Commander until I beat Metal Fatigue. Now, I've played Metal Fatigue. I've talked about it for years. I got it when I was like 13 or 14 or whatever it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've actually technically never beat Metal Fatigue. So now I'm on a
Ah.
mission to actually beat the game. I'm almost near the end of the first campaign, the Remtech campaign, and then the Milagro campaign starts, and then the new Europa campaign will be after that. So I'm almost a third of the way through the game. But I'm like, yeah, I gotta play and beat that before I start playing Supreme Commander. So yes, my beautiful controller and my beautiful Ghosts of Yote are still in their respective boxes, and they have not been opened because I've
Shout
been playing
out.
Metal Fatigue.
Collectors right now.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I've been hoping to possibly play them this week, but I've been crazy busy, so I haven't had any time. And the little time that I do have, like possibly tonight, you bet your black ass I am jumping back into Metal Fatigue. Okay? So that's what's happening. That's what's going
Who
to
told
be.
you it was black?
I know, right? So yeah, that's what it is. Metal Fatigue. That's what I've been playing.
I'll tell you what, I'm not fatigued from what you've been playing.
Thank you. Thank you.
But the throw on that note, how you said that you've actually like never beat it, that reminded me of like I obviously love the Resident Evil franchise, and I've beaten every one that I've played except one, and it's Resident Evil, the original.
The original one.
The
Okay.
original. I have never gotten out of the mansion. And
Really?
I don't really watch like playthroughs and like let's
Yeah.
plays and stuff too much every so often, but I've never watched one in Resident Evil. So like don't even technically know what anything looks
Hmm.
like. I just know the story from the rest of them.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But
Interesting. Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of crazy. That makes me actually want to play it. So I can't say that anymore.
Yeah. I mean, hey, this game has actually saved me from I would have been playing a different old 2000 strategy game had it actually been accessible in storefronts. But you can't buy it in Steam. In GOG has like a thing where it's like, hey, if it gets enough votes, it might be able to get resurrected on our platform, and you can buy it then. Doesn't have enough votes. I don't think it ever will. It's a very, very
Got
niche
it.
game. Again, I
Mhm.
have the disc of it, so I don't know, but that's the one I ended up with. So yeah, I've been playing that. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, we'll go to mine.
yeah,
So obviously, Marvel Rivals. Daredevil was just released,
yeah,
and he's a force to be reckoned with.
yeah.
So like obviously, Daredevil is a blind superhero, so you can't see far off at a certain point. I don't know what the radius is, but it's just like a circle of how far he can see,
Mm-hmm.
since you're just like sensing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he can like see the outline of the enemy through like walls and stuff. So it's
Okay.
like a double-edged sword kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he has this move. If like for me, for example, if I hit F, I target an enemy, and if I hit F again, I lunge at them so I can like attack him because he's a close-up fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And when you hit F the first time, it makes this little pong like weird tone thing, and you hear it as Daredevil and you hear it as the enemy getting clicked on. I'm like, so many
Ah.
people are playing Daredevil, so every game I just hear the pong, pong. I'm like, stop targeting me. But he's a lot of fun and he's crap to deal with.
Yeah.
But I'm already back up Diamond 1. I'm so close to hitting Grandmaster. I just gotta play for a little bit. Apex
Yeah.
still has the wild card event out, which now they turned it Halloween. I don't think the Halloween
Mm.
event did well last year,
Okay.
so they just kept the wild card part
Yeah.
and just added the Halloween-esque stuff to it.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. I've been playing a little bit of TFT more on my phone
Mm-hmm.
and P or TCGP for Pokemon, but
Mm.
nothing nothing crazy. That's what I've been playing.
Yeah. Okay. Did you ever that reminds me of something, because there's something else that my cousin had kind of brought me onto. Did you ever play, and I don't know if I remember you ever mentioning the Google Pokemon game? Like, did you ever
No.
get alerted to that? So Google has like a game with Pokemon where like they show you a silhouette, and you have
Hmm.
to type the correct name into Google, and then if
Really?
you do, you quote unquote catch the Pokemon. And they have like a whole list of it they have like 100, like up to 150 of them you can catch. I think it's all like you know the original 150 you can get, right? So uh it's pretty interesting. My cousin was like, yeah, have you played the Google Pokemon game? I'm like, Google Pokemon game, but Google Stadia is dead. And he's like, no, 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 in the browser. And I was like, oh no. And I started playing it, and I was like, well, I'll probably just try it out a little bit, because I don't really have time for this. I'm probably not going to get into it that much. And I spent the rest of the night trying to catch all the Pokemon, because I realized that I just forgot the names of a lot of them. And
Yeah.
he was over, so then I was like, what's the one with the I'd be like, what's the one with this thing gets weird? Like, I couldn't even describe it. I felt like the oldest person in the world. I'm like, what's this thing with the flares going up here? And he'd look at the silhouette and he'd be like, oh, that's Magmar. And I'm like, what the hell's a Magmar? And then I would type it in, and it'd be Magmar. And I'm like, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Blaine's
Magmar. Right?
Blaine's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Like, what's this little thing with things popping out of it? Like, just the silhouettes. And some of them you obviously get, but some of you don't. I'd be like, what's this little thing pop? And he would just look over and he'd be like, oh, that's Oddish. And I'd be like, Oddish, right. Oddish.
I,
You know what I'm saying? There
seems a
were
bit
ones
oddish of
there
an
were ones
answer.
that I like totally forgot. Like, totally forgot.
Hmm.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember why I forgot them, because they make no sense, right? You think of all the Pokemon. Mr. Mime doesn't make sense, right? But
No.
there he is.
No.
You see his silhouette,
It's
and he's like,
creepy as ever.
Mr. Mime. Oh, okay, let me go ahead and get this. So that was really interesting to kind of, as I played it more, I started to remember them more. And I'm like, oh, okay, good. I'm like, the brain still works. It's still
Right. It's kind
firing
of like
neurons. It's
riding a bike. You had to kick
it's
all that
going
rust off.
it is going to the back of the vault. Those
Hmm.
neurons are going to the far back of the vault and blowing the cobwebs off and shaking stuff off and like Voltorb, and then bringing it up to me so I actually know to type it in. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy.
That's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Alrighty, well then, with the games out of the way, let's move on to our topics. Now, how do we want to do this? I went first with the games. I can go first with the topic if you want, or
Yeah, let's keep it
if you
going.
want
A
to
little
go.
1-2, 1-2.
Okay, okay. So my topic it probably should be a little shorter because I think it'll probably just be kind of ranty on our end. But um, we talked about it before. It finally was released either, or maybe it's being released tomorrow or the 16th in October. When this have came out, the Rogue Xbox Ally and Ally X would have also came out. Seen some early impressions, reviews of it, and what I've gathered is that hey, the Rogue Xbox Ally X, and again, we've said this, like again, Xbox, you're crushing it with the naming. Every time you name something, you crush it so hard, man. You're like the best at naming things. But the Rogue Xbox
It's
Ally X, um,
sarcastic.
yeah, tons of sarcasm. That's been seen as like performance wise. Oh, this is fantastic. It's actually really good. And the Rogue Xbox Ally has been deemed as this is overpriced and not really worth it compared to other competitors like an MSI Claw or even a Steam Deck, which yeah, for like underperforms in some games and actually meets or exceeds performance in other games. However, the both these consoles, the Ally and the Ally X, retail for $649.99 and $999.99 respectively. So Xbox kind of just parachuted into the handheld space while not really doing any kind of parachuting into the Xbox space because they didn't do anything on the hardware front. It's all
Right.
software.
They
This is
just.
this is basically the Asus Rogue Ally 2. Like that's what it is.
Hmm.
Um, but they kind of parachuted in and said, "Hey, we want to do a handheld. We'll create a handheld Xbox mode for you to access your Xbox games." And some of the Xbox games don't really work natively on the platform. And oh yeah, here you go, $1,000. That's cool, right?
No.
So it's kind of like another example of like I don't this pricing feels a bit out of touch. The retort is always the technology and the R&D that went behind it, but that's all contextualized by economics, right? Um,
Hmm.
we're not in a good place economically, and so
No.
um, parachuting in with $1,000 handheld console that you put your badge on and did a modicum of customization on the software side feels a little out of touch. And when you combine it with the recent Xbox price hikes on hardware, their hardware becoming a little bit less accessible because it seems like retailers are starting not to stock them because the amount that they move isn't worth the purchase of them on the back end. And also the price hike with Ultimate, we talked about that on the last episode, how
Yeah,
that went
I
up
saw a lot of
50%.
backlash on
Yeah.
Reddit from that.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere like 1.7 million or maybe over a million or some odd people they think they project possibly cancel their ultimate subscriptions. Which is fine. There may be more people that, they may make up for it with the price hike. So they may not miss those people, but I don't know. All I know is that I've just saved myself $30 a month.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so with all that stuff combined, it's like, this is feeling really kind of weird. You couple that with the other announcement that people also have kind of forgot that Xbox said they were also pivoting to having $70 first party games now,
Yeah.
for things that are being released. So you can anticipate something like Fable and other games like that coming out at $70 compared to the 60. It's all adding up to the Xbox brand being in a bad spot after seemingly doing a lot of work to put itself in a good spot. We've talked before earlier this year, before all this stuff happened, about how Xbox was kind of recovering the brand. They were being more consistent with first party releases, right? Game Pass was still
Right. They
clearly the
were
best.
on a good
They were on
trajectory.
a solid trajectory, right? And
Trajectory, that's the word.
and it all came as to a matter of what's the next move, what's the next pivot. They have to beat PlayStation to something. What are they going to beat them with, right? They've been beating them with first
bad.
party games. Sony finally came out with a first party game. That's great. After a while of just, hey, whatever, right? Like, how are they going to
Right.
beat them to it? And Xbox's response has been widely raise the price of everything that we make, and still have slightly better QA, right? Quite slightly better shepherding of studios to completion of projects, even though they had a couple of major projects that were canceled, but they aren't canceling. Like, they were doing terribly and now they're doing better, right? That doesn't mean they're doing great.
Right.
That's the context that you need to have. And it's kind of like, man, I don't know what's going on. You and I talked about the Nintendo Switch 2 coming out,
Mm-hmm.
and that it was going to come out, I think, at like 450 and 550 respectively, or something like that. I think it was, and we were like, "Are
Right
we
around
priced
there.
out of that?" Yeah, I'm like, Are we priced out of that?" And both of us are like, "Yeah," because I think we just don't really care that much about Nintendo's game ecosystem, really. Like, we're not huge like Zelda fans or huge Kirby fans or whatever it is,
Right.
and
Exactly.
I don't know if we really need that. So when Xbox says, "Hey, hold my vodka," here's $1,000 handheld, I have to inquire as to who that's really for. If you're saying, well, it's for someone who wants PC like game performance on a handheld, it's not going to be PC like game performance, okay? Because handheld tech just still isn't there yet. But it'll be pretty good performance. If you want to pay $1,000, you can get 40 FPS on Cyberpunk 2077 while you're, taking an Uber to, go commit adultery. That's fine, right? But 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 that seems like a ridiculous thing to kind of be pining and wanting for. So I
Right.
don't know who it's for, but Xbox did it. Rogue Ally, I mean, God bless them. They've got their next product out. Um, so it was kind of like it's kind of a head scratcher, really. I don't see it to be anything like enraged about. Infinitely more upset about the Game Pass, price increase, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just kind of like I don't know who this is for. I don't know who this is for. It's obviously, I was reading a report that the average age of a gamer is now 41. Like, the age keeps going up. And
Dang.
they're trying to figure out, well, why does the gaming age keep going up? And very simply, it's because it's priced itself out of accessibility.
Yeah. People can
Because
barely
when I was
afford.
14 or 15 or 16, I could cut grass for a couple of weekends and then go out and buy myself a console. And then Xbox just said, "Hey, here's a handheld for the cost of a mortgage. Here you go." Like, if I'm 15, 16, 17, 18, how am I supposed to, if I'm a younger person, right? If I'm in college and I'm just freaking down in ramen every single day, how am I supposed to be able to save up to buy a console of any sort? This is even going beyond the Xbox Ally stuff. Series X is what, 600, 650 now? How am
Yeah.
I supposed to get that? It's older people, because older people are probably in places in their career where they're making more money and they may have more disposable income. And that's where that happens.
Yeah.
Younger people are on TikTok. Younger people are doing other stuff it's infinitely more affordable, because gaming just isn't affordable like it used to be anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah, like, it used to be that, hey, I remember a long time ago, a creator that is now like fallen from grace, Boogie2988, had a thing he talked about playing video games where he's like, well, poor people play video games because they're accessible. I can't afford to take a vacation, but I can afford to buy a video game.
Right.
Video games, buying a system now is the same price as taking a vacation, even more. So
Yeah.
it's different now, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when we went to the UP for a week, I spent around 400 and she spent around 400
Yeah.
for a week vacation.
Yeah. So you both could not buy a Rogue Xbox Ally X. You'd be a couple $100 short.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about that, would I rather have this incredible experience or have this thing that's supported until they turn the servers off? Right? Like it's kind of, it's ridiculous, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very, very, just more so mind scratching than anything. It's like, let's say capitalism. What are you gonna do?
Right. And then like I mean, we were looking up at the the hardware of everything, and the only real difference is the graphics card, which is the what was the first letter?
Oh, the Z,
The Z.
the
It was Z2A and then Z2
yeah,
Extreme. Like,
yeah,
okay, that doesn't even tell me what the differences are between the two cards. And then it's the hard drive space, which is usually almost what it always is.
yeah. It's
It is
like what?
such a high increase in
Yeah,
price.
yeah, yeah. Now the interesting with the Rogue Allies, like I think if you look at the original Rogue Ally, like just a regular one, it may be somewhere like 800. Like these, like Rogue has not made, I would deem even like their non Xbox ones aren't on the affordable side, right?
Hmm.
Um, but part of the reason you would think that you partner with a company that's as big as Xbox, that's backed by a megalith of a corporation in Microsoft, is that they could maybe possibly subsidize some of that cost and make it a bit more accessible to people, right? Get more people on the platform, right?
Right.
Um, and they were like, "Nah, we're gonna make them pay more." You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
there's
We'll give you
like
a
just
cheap one that's only $100 less.
right.
Oh,
Like
thanks.
there is. It seems like there is absolutely like this is just kind of like a general statement, like even beyond Xbox, there is no motivation on the part of these companies to subsidize costs of any kind when it comes to the consumers. When we have a not an economy not in great shape that could possibly get worse depending on multiple factors. It's like they're like, oh no, yeah, you thought maybe we were going to help take a couple because we have trillions of dollars essentially that we can move around. No,
No,
you're going to pay us
no.
for this, right? You're
That
going to
we
pay
need
us for
that.
that.
We need that.
Yeah, we need that money. We need that money. Yeah. So it's like, hey, I mean, it is what it is. If you really want something like Xbox handheld, which is the big kind of feature that they tote on there, which by the way I think is just accessible. I don't think that's an Xbox Ally X or Xbox Ally exclusive thing. I think you can just download it for a handheld, and I think there's even a way for you to crack and hack your Steam Deck to also add that to it. Um,
Wow.
you know, when you can get a Steam Deck for what is it, 300, $400 now? You know, I mean, obviously not the same size, hard drive, and obviously it's an 800 pixel. It's not full HD. Like, there's obviously a bunch of nice things that the Rogues do. In period, compared to like other things like a Steam Deck. But it's also like, at what point is it worth? Is it worth 2 to 3 times more money to go from 800p on a 7-inch screen to 1080p on a 7-inch screen? It will be sharper and it will be smoother because I think those screens have 120 hertz. But how much more of an improved
Right.
experience are you getting for the price? You know?
Like that wouldn't be too much of a problem for me. Like
Yeah,
it's just I'm not gonna really notice, especially when I'm used to it.
yeah. I mean, especially if you're someone that plays mostly on Steam, for the amount you're paying more for like something like the Ally X, right? You could buy the Steam Deck and probably every game that exists on Steam for $400. Just wait for a Steam sale and just buy
Steam
every
sale,
game that is
free
on
game.
there. Yeah, it would. Yeah, it's a mind-boggling thing. I just don't get it. Right? It ain't for me. It's one of the things I've kind of resigned myself to. This ain't for me. It's too rich. Apparently, gamers have got way more juice than I thought. Because these companies are coming out with some premium prices. Get ready for that $800 PlayStation 6. That thing's going to be selling like hotcakes, apparently. You know?
Yeah, that'll be gone off shelves for months on end for a whole year.
Yeah.
Anything else? You want to move on to mine?
Let's move on to yours.
All right. So speaking of companies making money, if you have not heard out there, EA has been bought, right? And
Yes.
they bought it for 83 billion,
Was it
something up
83
there.
billion?
It was in the billions. EA purchase.
Let's see here. EA bought
55 billion. I'm
55
sorry.
billion.
I was off by 30 billion. You know, nothing crazy.
Right?
But so they're bought at 55 billion, and that's with a 20 billion deficit or whatever million that they no, it
Oh,
has to be
okay.
billion that they are still under even after the buyout.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we all know how EA is, right? It's all about the money.
It's all about the money.
We don't really get too much except for their games that we complain about,
Right.
you know. But them being bought, I read an article, obviously, because it's still in whatever, so who knows how much is true. Take it with a grain of salt. But it was said that they plan on like reducing the amount of people that work for them and
Mm-hmm.
try to get AI in there to like
Mm-hmm.
reduce costs and make up for that 20 billion that they still have in deficit. And it's like they're doing all this to make all this money, but like what are they doing for us? And like other triple A companies as well. It's not just EA, and we all know that. I mean,
Right.
look at Activision,
Right.
look at Microsoft.
Right.
It's all greedy out there. But like this video game section of life has kind of been taken over by what can we do to make more instead of what can we do for our customers.
Yeah.
Like any, well, I guess you can't say any indie game. Most indie games that have been time and loved put into them are amazing.
Yeah.
Just Omno for example, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
just putting the love and the effort into it, and your consumers love it. If
Yeah.
there was a release for Omno 2, I'm buying that right now, full price. I'm seeing
Yeah.
what's up. But like
Yeah.
we know, like all these AAA games, like we'll wait until if and when it goes on sale,
Mm-hmm.
and that's if I'm still interested in 5 years.
Right.
So it's just the love of the genre from the people who are giving us the genre. It's making it rough out here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you've got a bunch of people that that's not their thing. They don't have a love of games. They have a love of business, and games is profitable. Games has a lot of money involved in it now. The one
Hmm.
thing that initially took me aback when I heard the announcement was that I was surprised it was EA being bought and not Ubisoft, because Ubisoft has well known floated with the possibility of bankruptcy and needing to be bought out.
Hmm.
So I was like, it's interesting this EA is being bought out and taken private, so they're no longer a public company. Um, I think that this means you mentioned all the things with like AI. Obviously, that's like coming for everyone's jobs,
Yeah.
especially in the programming sector. Entry level programming jobs are like almost non-existent, potentially with the potential of AI's implementation. So you have a bunch of people going to college for computer programming that are just going to have to fight with AI being able to do basic entry coding for a lot cheaper, right?
Hmm.
And then you're going to have to deal with the AI slop coding your games, right? That's always going to be great. So they got different stuff they're doing there. Obviously, when you have things that when you buy out companies, their first thing is let's reduce cost. That's always what happens. Anytime a company gets acquired, let's reduce costs. And that
And the
reduced cost
first thing
is,
I learned in business school,
yeah,
salary. Salary is
exactly.
the number one cut
Yep.
cost
Let's
go
cut
to.
let's cut senior employees, let's cut management. Those are the heaviest and the largest salaries that carry for us. So yeah, we're going to streamline and we're going to be more profitable. It means you're going to hire all the people that have either put their blood, sweat, and tears into a place, that put systems in place to help them succeed, and it's going to be a cluster. And then you're going to want everybody else to be patient while you figure your crap out because you fired all the brains of your company, right? Um,
Exactly.
yeah, that's for sure what's going to happen there. I mean, here's the thing. I was, for a large extent, you couldn't tell me that a game like Madden wasn't being programmed by AI anyway. I mean, there's certain things like it's almost kind of like what am I going to miss? Like functionally,
Uh,
experientially, what am I going to miss? I don't know what I'm going to miss. Right?
right.
It's kind of scary the idea that EA's product could get worse. It's actually a terrifying idea.
Exactly.
You know, um, I think that they would reach bottom and equilibrium pretty quick because it's not a large fall. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's a fall. It's kind of like oh man, scrap my knee, get back up, keep walking. That's kind of their fall. You know what I'm saying? It's not a
Yeah.
precipitous fall at all. So yeah, that's the thing. But like you're saying, like it's all just it kind of ties in with all this stuff. It's just all money, right? It's just all money, big money being tied up in
Right.
games,
And
and they just want more. They just want to extract more of it from us while
right.
putting in as least it's as little passion and as little polish and quality as possible into it.
Right. Like a perfect example, which I just remembered, that new game Expedition 33.
Yeah.
Like that game had amazing reviews and everything. That was just because the guy just didn't like doing what he had to do at his job, right?
Mm-hmm. They
You
left
let these
Ubisoft, right?
programmers and stuff do what they want, and they create this glorious thing.
Yeah. I can't remember. I think the last time I read up on it, it had sold over 5 million copies. I think it's still a very strong candidate for game of the year.
Hmm.
Even though I forgot there was some Nintendo game that came out. I think a Donkey Kong one or something that everyone was like, "Oh my God, this may be game of the year." And it's like, okay. But it has
It could be the
so
best
many.
Donkey Kong game in the world. I don't think it should be a game of the year.
Yeah, I mean, how can you tell? Like but it's yeah, it's a matter of like, yeah, to your point, yeah, those, and I think we always have those cases happening where there's like a small indie team that comes out with a great game out of nowhere, or it's a jaded developer at a company that decides that I'm gonna leave and do my own thing. I have a really, strong vision for something, and they create a great, compelling game. Like obviously those are going to be the things that work, and they end up becoming profitable quickly because they have low overhead, right? And
Mhm.
they're more focused and they're in scale. And some of them, yeah, sure, they try to think about ways to continuously monetize the game. But also, you know what? You don't really have to worry about continuing to monetize and support the game too if you make it a single player experience, right? You don't have the costs.
Right.
You don't have to, have the additional costs of live service games if you don't make them live service games,
Right.
right?
You
So,
put the money
um,
into it, and when it's done, it's done. No more money
you make it,
unless
you
you make
ship it.
DLC.
Yeah, exactly. You make it, you ship it, and it's done. And if you want to put some DLC out there, you can put some DLC out there. Yeah, you might only get 5 to 7% of the people that bought that game to get some DLC. But guess what? If your game shipped 3 million copies, right, then you're looking at, I don't know, maybe 10 to 50,000, purchases of DLC. That DLC comes out $10, $15 a pop. That's a lot of revenue that's coming in more. You're able to support the devs and stuff that are there while you continue to look at and investigate new opportunities to build different games or different franchises and different stuff like that. It's very easy. This has been done for most of the history of gaming. So it
Right.
is a viable solution, but again, they can't, just try to find all these different ways to monetize you if they go that approach. So that's kind of what it is. Just a
Yeah.
bunch of greed, really. A bunch of
It's
greed.
sad.
EA being purchased by a consortium led by Jared Kushner. Very interesting. I would not have ever thought I'd heard the name
That would not
Jared
be on my
Kushner
bingo
and
card.
Electronic Arts in the same. That's very,
It's yeah.
very, yeah.
It's not on my
It's like
2025 bingo card.
exactly right.
I
But
think
gaming is
think that's
weird.
all I got.
Okay, okay, cool. Alrighty. Well, that means that we are towards nearly at the end of the podcast episode, which means it's time for final thoughts. Where we can give a final thought about something that is either related or unrelated to this podcast episode. So, who wants to give a final thought first?
I'll go.
Okay.
All right. So I finally got back some graded cards
Okay.
again. I sent some more, and I sent my higher end stuff this time. I was like, all right, I've done the process like 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with it. So I'm just gonna show 2 of them. I sent 18 cards, but my Shadowless Charizard. Oh, it's not gonna come up because of my. I have to turn this off. Where is it? None. There we go. I got my Charizard. It came back a 4, which I'm surprised it did. I'll take
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
And then the which that is the chase card, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then the chase card in Gym Heroes is the Sabrina's Gengar. And 1 year for Christmas, I got a first edition Gym Heroes box and got the Gengar, and it came back a
Mm.
7, which I'll take.
Okay.
And that was my favorite card for a while, and
Yeah.
I'm glad it's worth quite a bit. At a 7, which is the what I got is about 700,
Okay.
but uh a 10, if I remember correctly, is 10K.
Really?
Yeah, I knew I wasn't gonna get a 10, but I would love to have one. If I ever had the extra income, I would buy. Oh, it's only 4,100. I was off,
Okay.
but that's a jump,
Right.
huge jump.
Oh yeah.
But I just it's fun and exciting.
Yeah.
That's my final
So,
thought.
so you say you sent 18. Did you get all 18 back by now? Or are you still waiting on some other ones?
Yes, yeah, I got
Okay.
the rest back as well.
Okay.
I could sit here for an hour showing you every single one, you know?
Yeah. Nice. Do you have any more that you've either sent or plan on sending soon to get graded?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through them again and really look at them because some of them that I sent, I was I thought for sure they would get a 10. They
Hmm.
got 9s,
Okay.
and it's like, I guess I'll have to look again. But I still have these two huge stacks.
Oh, okay.
There's about 150 cards here.
Oh, okay. That you're like planning for sure send off get graded.
Uh, as of right now, yes,
Okay.
because I might have to go through and bring them back because if it doesn't get a 10, sometimes it's not even worth it. Like if the 10 it's $100, but a 9 it's only 20. You're
Hmm.
spending 20 to grade the card.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's
So
the rough part of it.
yeah, also seeing like which cards are like worth the investment of possibly increasing their value. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotcha. Well, that's pretty cool. This is, I mean, it's been great to kind of be informed on this Pokemon card grading journey you've been
Right.
going through, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like all these
Trying to get
different
some funds
things.
going.
Exactly, right. Getting those graded. I remember you talking about your son Zayden got some cards graded, right? Like
Yeah, he has the Charizard from the 151 set,
yeah.
and he he got his graded and it was a 10, and
Yeah.
it's only going up. Right now it's at 1,200.
Okay.
So he'll talk to me. He'll be like, "I'm gonna wait until it's worth 3,000, and then I'm gonna sell it, and then we we can buy more Pokemon cards."
There you go.
Uh,
Yeah, there you go.
exactly.
As street dealers would say in the 90s and 2000s, right? You get it and flip it. And that's what he's thinking about.
Exactly.
He's thinking about the flip. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I appreciate it. Nice.
Same.
Um let's see, here was my final thought. My final thought was oh yeah, my final thought was I've got, with getting rid of Game Pass, I've got like all these games now.
Hmm.
I've always had all these games, and not having access to Game Pass has made me realize how many games I have that I can actually play and enjoy. So there's kind of
Yeah,
like the initial thing of like, oh, I don't have access to all these things and these potential games, right? But then it's kind of being able to cool to take a step back and say, well, these are the games I have access to that I can play regardless of anything, and it's a lot to keep me busy. I'm not going to run out of games to play, even with the games that I have here for a very long time, right? I'm going to always have things where I get distracted. Heck, I just bought a game and I got distracted by an older game. That's always going to be something that I have access to. So that was part of the like, the thing that made it feel even more of an okay thing of like getting rid of something that felt more convenient, you know, the dangle little carrots in front of you, like, oh, new shiny game I can explore. But do you
hmm,
really need it, right? Because the game that you bought before
maybe.
was a new shiny game, and then you haven't been playing it.
Yeah,
So, you know, find the new in it again, kind of that whole adage. So I've been embracing that. And I say that too. Let's clear some backlogs. You know what I'm saying? I've talked about doing that for a while, clearing backlogs. Well, now I have more of an opportunity than ever to clear backlogs. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. That's my final thought.
see, that's good because like back when I had Game Pass, I almost felt like compelled to play on Game Pass because
Yeah.
I was paying for Game Pass,
Hmm.
and I'm not going to waste my money. I'm wasting my money on the games I spent the money on directly
Yeah.
and aren't playing them. So I mean, I feel you. Like, and this is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
You know,
I
you're gonna
mean,
start clearing stuff out like you've wanted to. You're probably gonna find one of these games. You're like, holy crap! I'm upset with myself that I waited this long to play it.
yeah, I mean that's how it was with the Expeditions Rome game I talked about, right? That was 60 hours. I had that
Mhm.
game for a while and just didn't play it, right? Or like Stardew Valley that I had for like 3 or 4 years, and then I played it on PC and I like couldn't get with it, and then I started playing it on a mobile handheld. I'm like, oh, it clicks. This is really Stardew Valley, and that's how I was able to get into it, right? So yeah, it's like
Right,
100%. You're right. Like I'm paying for it. I want to get my money for it, but like I talked before, you get deals on Steam. Like if I bought a game on it as a deal on $4 for Steam, is it a deal if I don't ever play it? Then I
right.
just spent $4 on something that I don't do anything with. So it's
Yep.
actually a waste of money, right? So this is giving me a chance to kind of realize some of that money that I spent, you know? Um, yeah, so that's my final thought.
I like it. It's a good one.
There you go. That leads us to the end of level 142 of the Thoughts and Player podcast. If you liked what you heard, please like, follow, subscribe to the podcast on the socials and your preferred podcast service. We're on all of them pretty much. Also, you can catch video versions of the podcast every week on YouTube where we upload. Um, if you want to support us, there's a couple ways you can do that. One is to buy merch. Again, I hold up the phone case that I still have not
Yeah.
replaced yet. But also t-shirts, hoodies, different things like that at our Teespring store. And we also have a Patreon where you can support us. We have 3 different tiers, $2, $5, $7 tiers. We'll be having some Patreon exclusive Let's Plays being updated pretty soon. Right now we have on YouTube our The Executive Movie Industry Tycoon Let's Play going. I think the episode 2 was put up on Sunday. I think they're supposed to be releasing every Sunday. So the next one will be up next week. But if you want to check that out, kind of, let us know what you think there. If it's something you like, if it's, way to improve it, different things like that, let us know. But yeah, you can catch that there on YouTube as well. That is it for me. David, was there anything else you wanted to add?
Please.
Alrighty. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next level.